Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Good evening and welcome to the MiNEStry. I am Archbishop Dracul, and alongside me is Father Avram. Our creed is to inspire our parishioners with reflections on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Tonight we are reflecting on Destination Earthstar, a first-person space-fighting simulation as well as a side-scrolling arcade shoot-'em-up. It was developed by Imagineering and published by Acclaim in North America in 1990. Our returning Deacon this evening is Christopher Hopper. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I don't mean to laugh, but I'm so excited for this game.
Oh, before we continue, Christopher Hopper is a premier best-selling author on Amazon. Check out his myriad of sci-fi books that you can find on ChristopherHopper.com. Christopher, is there anything that you would like to share? Any news? Any upcoming things?
I mean, aside from the honor that it is to discuss the game on docket tonight, I'm just thrilled. I don't know what else to say. This is the peak, but I am working on 3 new books in the Ruins of the Earth series. So anyone who is excited for that, that's coming. We're still working on the Ruins of the Galaxy epic board game. The tariff. Been these. I don't know if you've heard discussion about tariffs at all. It's just it's a minor point in the news lately. But anyway, that's kind of had an effect on our development. Just it's a speed bump, really. You know.
Yeah, I can imagine, because I know you were prototyping the game, and that was pretty much the last I had heard of it.
Yep. And so that's in development, and yeah, it's good. Life's good. It's an adventure, and but this is the place to be. Is right here, right now, with you guys. It's an honor.
Thank you. Likewise.
Excellent.
A testament to the creators. Gary Kitchen, the designer. Gary Kitchen has a long list of games, including Keystone Capers in 1983 for the Atari 2600, Pressure Cooker in 1983 for the Atari 2600, A Boy and His Blob, which we reviewed here on this podcast for the NES in 1990, and The Simpsons Bart vs. the Space Mutants in 1991 are just some of the games that we decided to highlight here.
I mean, what can you say about Keystone Capers? What a fantastic game.
Yeah, it really is.
Like the platforming is just mwah.
Yeah, and on the
Perfect.
Atari, nonetheless.
Yeah, on the 2600.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
This was a favorite of mine at my next door neighbors. We would run down the hill to my friend's house, Jordan, because he was the first one in our peer group to get an Atari. And I have I have vivid memories of this game. So
Nice.
So shout out to Mr. Kitchen. What a great last name.
I know, it's one of those names where you say it and then you're like, wait a minute, is that right?
Yeah.
I would say Keystone Capers is his masterpiece.
I would agree with that. Hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a shame considering where we're about to go tonight, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much.
Continue, Father Avram.
Rob Harris is also a designer of Destination Earthstar. And he had a hand in Ghostbusters 2 in 1990 for the NES, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes in 1991 for the NES, The Simpsons, Bart vs. the Space Mutants in 1991 for the NES, and Family Dog in 1993 for the SNES. I gotta say, I have no idea what Family Dog is.
It was. Remember Amazing Stories? That show,
Yes.
Amazing Stories.
I love that show.
It was an episode on that. It was directed by Brad Bird. It was
really?
an animated cartoon, and it was really funny. And it was, I think it was before The Simpsons, and it was crude and everything. So, I think The Simpsons.
Oh my gosh!
Still not. I'm not gonna say it.
they were
Inspired.
deeply inspired by. There it is.
Yes, heavily inspired. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Rob Harris is bringing the licensed RP experience to the table here.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. All these games are all licensed IP.
And all of them are not very good.
That I wasn't going to say that, but after all, you are the Archbishop.
Keep going. Nothing to see here.
Yes,
These
moving
aren't the
on.
words you're looking for.
Jesse Capelli was in charge of graphics for not only Destination Earthstar, but Ghostbusters 2, as well as, as Gary and Rob. Wait, Gary was involved in Ghostbusters 2, wasn't he? I don't know that now.
I don't think so.
Rob Harris was.
Okay, so maybe Gary wasn't. I thought he was, but because I thought it was the Imagineering team, but maybe I'm wrong. Jesse Capelli, Ghostbusters 2, 1990, A Boy and His Blob in 1990, Simpsons, Bart versus the Space Mutants in 1991, and Barbie in 1991 for the NES. Like I said, we reviewed A Boy and His Blob, and I wanted to like it, but I was overall not a fan.
But the graphics were great.
For the NES, they were fantastic. Yes, every background had a different theme. They did amazing things with the backgrounds.
Yep.
Destination Earthstar too. Like the graphics aren't bad in Destination Earthstar, but I'm jumping ahead here.
Don't get too
sorry.
far, because we still have one more person to attribute to this.
That's true. Yeah, strike that from the record.
Continue, Father Aiden.
Mark Van Heck. What a name. Also worked on Ghostbusters 2 in 1990. Boy and His Blob in 1990. The Simpsons, Bart versus the Space Mutants in 1990. Flight of the Intruder in 1991 for the NES. I'm not sure what that is. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes in 1991 for the NES. Barbie in 1991 for the NES. Race America in 1992 for the NES. And Swamp Thing in 1992 for the NES.
I do have to say I'm slightly appalled that you don't know what Flight of the Intruder is.
Really?
Both as the IP and the game. And I'm going to ask that you turn in anything close to a Top Gun man card right now. So, yeah, this is a classic game based on a 1991 action flick. So I don't know what this is. It Danny Glover, William Dafoe.
Oh my, it has William Dafoe in it.
Yeah,
just looked it up.
So Tom Sizemore, I think, is probably the best role. No, but I'm just saying, and so it's classic. So if you haven't watched the movie or played the game, definitely check it out.
You're gonna have to check out the game for sure.
Yeah. It was right up there with Top Gun, the game, for me as well. These two were, I think, probably, yeah, they stole liberally from one another.
Although I have to say that Top Gun, the game, controls for flying was a steaming pile of dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I'm not going to argue that. But for my 12-year-old self, I'm like, I am Maverick. So it didn't matter what the controls were like.
True.
You know.
And then you crash while trying to land on the ship and you're like, I am not Maverick.
Oh my, that was the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like after I would read an interview with somebody, one of the real life pilots, and they're like, yeah, it's like trying to land a paper airplane on a dime from 50 feet away in the dark. I'm like, yes, I know that.
Another interesting part of this list here is Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is an extremely rare game. And I want to say it goes for, last I saw was around $200. And it's not good.
God. So is it $200 simply because of the IP Swamp Thing?
No, it's
usually because of
it,
rarity.
It's because of how late it was released.
Okay.
So, yes, I had to look it up just now, just so you know. Today, according to pricecharting.com, and I know we're not talking about this, but I just had to check. Just the cart loose, you can get it for $188.50.
Lord.
Yeah. You want to know what the new price, the brand new sealed in box price is?
Tell me.
No.
$2,000.
Oh my. Listen, listening audience, if you're out there and you own one of those, sell it to help put your kid through college.
Seriously.
God, that's incredible. Okay, I just
Well,
found
hey,
one
you can-
pre-owned for $400 on eBay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All right. Wow.
And for the cost of the new version of the Swamp Thing, you can get a used copy of Little Samson. We're getting way
That's
off
crazy.
base here.
Yeah.
I just literally took a sip of my margarita as you said that. Oh God, that was good. That was good.
We couldn't find any marketing information for the game, but we did find that out of 3 reviewers, the game's average score was 13%.
It's generous.
It was you, me. It was
And I saw I saw the individual scores. It was 0, 0, and 40%.
There.
It must have been the 3 of us.
That's right. Wait, who the hell gave it 40%?
I have no idea.
I would have guessed you, considering you're the sci-fi hardcore fan, but
Yeah.
40
Wasn't me. Was that me?
It was probably Deacon Gabor.
It probably was Deacon Gabor. He probably loves this game. The
Probably
bastard.
favorite. Plays a
Son of
little
a
every
bitch.
night before he goes to bed at night.
Let us now discuss the 7 categories for which we execute judgment upon Destination Earthstar. Category 1 is the narrative.
So we will invite Deacon Hopper to read the reading from the manual for us this evening. I do warn you, it's a bit long.
Yes. Get your popcorn.
A reading from the manual. You've never actually been there. It's been eons since anyone from your long lineage of humans has actually been there. But the image of Earth has been kept alive by the elders. You've heard stories about it, and your race still performs music from it. Ah, the music. Even the Kojans seem to take on human-like qualities when they hear the music. The Kojans are the ones who kidnapped an entire ship full of Earthlings. Not just humans, but canines, bovines, and domestic robotines too. That was centuries ago, when the Kojan Empire was younger, wilder, less civilized. It was part of their attempt to collect the highest species from all 8 of the megastar systems. At first, the Kojans displayed the living spoils of their astral journeys in open, zoo-like cages. Eventually, the Earth's humans, along with species from other star systems, were incorporated into the Kojan sociostructure as slaves. Finally, as the centuries passed and the Kojans became more mellow, more refined, non-natives were given the same rights and privileges that the Kojans themselves enjoyed. With their newfound freedom and financial resources, the Earthstar Society has decided to send a representative back to Earth. The process for choosing that person has been quite delicate and very detailed. The person must be a full-blooded Earthling, strong, intelligent, personable. He has to make a good impression on the ancestors of Earth, if they still exist. Furthermore, he must know how to fly Spaceship Earthship, created just for this mission. But most importantly, he must be an ace space fighter. For in order to reach Earth, he must traverse 8 star systems. Each star system is riddled with terrestrial terrorists, They're poised, ready and waiting for anything or anyone to enter their star system. And, in addition to a roaming fleet of deadly fighter ships, each pirate gang controls a powerful base station, which is at the heart of every star system. So, even if an intruder can manage to combat the wandering fleet, he must still confront the base station in order to exit the star system alive. Well, as you may not have guessed, it is you who has been chosen to journey to Earth, to battle the terrestrial terrorists along the way, to return, after all these years, to the place of your origins. They say you can never go home again, but then again, they don't know how long you've waited. This is a reading from the manual.
I know how long I waited.
Okay, can I just say, gentlemen, that if this is the first encounter I have with this game, I am so ready to play. I am
especially in what year was this released?
1990.
Yeah, so especially in 1990. Yeah, we're this is like full blown sci-fi cliche.
Yeah, the Kojins have abducted me. I've somehow gained rights within their culture. I can fly a spaceship Earthship. I'm going to battle terrestrial terrorists and pirates, destroying terrorist bases, including base stations. And I have to do this all to impress my ancestors on Earth. I am so ready for this game. This is probably the best game I've played as 11-year-old Christopher.
Yes, that's as 11-year-old Christopher. But please, as an author, share with us your thoughts on this story.
It's like somebody took like Ray Bradbury, Isaac Asimov, and Frank Herbert and threw all their manuscripts into a blender and then just hit puree. And then whatever comes out is what we're going to put like with tape. We're just going to tape those pieces onto the whiteboard and then take a picture, wait for it to get developed, and then we'll submit that photo of that story to the producers for the manual.
So it could have been AI generated, is what you're saying.
But no, because I think AI would have tried to clean this up. I mean,
you're probably right.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is a thing of beauty right here.
It is. I just want to go back on some of the key names here. We have it's like all the names are just these are all proper nouns, by the way. They're all capitalized.
Mm-hmm.
Spaceship Earthship. That is the name of your ship. Spaceship Earthship. We had to say ship twice just in case you didn't know you were in a ship.
It's very Disney. It's very Disney.
It is, and notice how there's no spaces between the capital space and capital ship, and capital Earth and capital ship. There's no space. That's very for 1990. They're way ahead of their time.
Yeah, I mean they could have added starship too. I mean like spaceship, Earthship, starship. You know, yeah, that would have taken it one notch higher. But then we also have terrestrial terrorists. These are not extraterrestrial terrorists, by the way. These are terrestrial
terrorists. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And can we also talk about domesticated robotines?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it does leave one to wonder, what are non-domestic robotines like?
They're wild robotines.
I mean, is that there's like, yeah, we can't abduct those. We just have to. The domestic ones are way safer.
In the forests and
Yeah, exactly.
The robotines in the wild, yeah.
And I'm not sure what is so. I mean, I like canines and bovines as well. I think those are two great animal species on the planet Earth, but I'm not sure why dogs and cows.
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe they want it. Maybe they, actually, now that you mentioned that there may actually be a good reason for this. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So the first thing that comes to my mind is companionship
Okay.
and food.
This is
You're gonna eat the dogs?
No, the bovines.
Oh! I was tracking with you. I was thinking, eat the dogs and be friends with the cows. That's the order I would go in.
Yeah, but you can only fit so many fucking cows in a ship. So that's gonna last. That's gonna last. That's not gonna last very long. Let's not glamorize this here.
Well, if now listen, they brought these people back to like a zoo.
That's right. That's right.
So they were probably set up as like farmer. I think we're digging too deep into this, but it's fun to talk about. They probably set these people up as farmers, right? Like, okay, we're going to give you some plot of land and we're just going to let you have a heyday here, and you got your cows,
You got
so
your
you
dog.
have food, you got milk, you have meat, you have companionship with your dogs to help you run your farm. So yeah, we're out. We're just going to watch you. I don't know.
Now after
Disturbing.
all this discussion,
It is disturbing.
After all this discussion, now, like, I am so ready for this game. Like, what are we gonna get, guys? Like, where does
I expect something deep.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Colonization, world building, maybe some tower defense. Yeah, real. I'm ready. Let's go. This is gonna be great.
All right. Let us proceed to category 2, which is audio. I liked the music, but it did get repetitive after a while.
I'm just laughing at Deacon Hopper's appalled reaction.
No, to your point, the first time I heard the measure, I was in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The 8,000th time I heard the measure, I may have wanted to take an ice pick to my ears and never listen to another thing on the planet again.
I mean, it's pretty much exactly what you guys said. Like the music, I thought was the measure. Let me rephrase that. The measure that was composed, or the 4 measures maybe that were composed for not only the title screen, which was also the first level, was composed well for what it was, but then it just looped endlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was a problem.
And level 2, or stage 2, I should say, was, it was different, but it was again extremely monotonous.
Mm.
Of course, I didn't last long much in the second stage, but we'll get there.
You got to the second stage?
Yeah.
Wow. Let us proceed to category 3, which is game design.
A reading from the manual. 2 stages of gameplay. There are 2 distinct stages in Destination Earthstar, both with their own set of commands and rules. The solar system stage takes place in a giant galaxy. Here you will travel through space, destroying enemy fighters while maintaining your ship and collecting energy and weapons. When all the enemy ships in the galaxy have been eliminated, you'll begin the base station stage. Here you'll sail through the cavernous station, avoiding rock walls and enemy fire while trying to gun down as many terrestrial terrorists as you can. At the end of the cavern, you'll encounter the terrorist leader, who you'll have to eliminate before you'll be admitted to the next level. This is a reading from the manual. One quick note. There is so much verbose instruction for the gameplay description that we needed to omit it for brevity.
Yeah, I remember reading the manual and being like, what the hell did I just read? It's just like TLDR on crack cocaine.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. This manual is the closest thing a video game in the 90s came to actually giving us a book like I would write. I mean,
Yeah.
It's intense, I think we'll say. It's intense.
What's strange about it, though, is that, like, there are a lot of pages to the manual, but there are manuals out there that are longer and are not as dry. Like, this is like reading a technical document. You know, this is like, maybe they were going for that because it's, you know, Spaceship Earthship, right? But, you know, it's the manual for Spaceship Earthship, but it's so dry that by the end of the moving through space section, which has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 subsections, which are they're not long, but they add up. Like, by the time you're done with that, you're like, what? I don't remember any of it.
Mm-hmm. I would like to propose a poll for both of you, and maybe a listener poll as well, which is, was this, and we all know how work can get divvied up within these games in development, and how the studios were working with the owners of the IP, and how funding was allocated, and what team got fired just before Christmas break so that the team coming back January 1st had to pick up the scraps and run. You know, we know all that. So here's my question. Was this someone in Japan who was handed a loose idea and told to create several sections that then were interpreted into English? Or was this B, one of these guys' friends who wrote technical manuals had no business ever touching anything regarding fiction, but approached this perhaps like a manual for a piece of gear in the late 80s, and just exchanged mechanical part names for random sci-fi nouns, uppercase of course, and then called it a day?
Yeah, I would say B for sure.
It definitely sounds like B. I will salt that thought with a complimentary thought, which is Gary Kitchen's other manual that comes to mind is the manual for A Boy and His Blob, which is also extremely verbose and borderline technical, but with some narrative flavor, I'd say. And
yeah, that was a hard read too.
Work?
Huh? It was totally a hard read. What did you say, Deacon Hover?
Do we think this is Gary's work? Is that what
I don't know. I really don't know who wrote the manual, but I will say that whatever team he was working with, I'm sure it was the same team, because it's very similar.
Yeah, I mean, he's the head designer. I'm sure he had to approve it.
Since he was the lead designer, I'm sure he at least wrote the first draft, and then maybe somebody put together the manual from there.
And I will say, from a linguistic analysis, I believe this is English as a native language. This is first language English.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I've seen a lot of Nintendo manuals that are translated that are so obviously translated. When you have like verbs and nouns that go together that have been put together that don't go together.
Correct.
Those types of things.
All right, gentlemen, let's get on point and talk about game design.
Oh man, who wants to go
I know.
first? Archbishop,
So, yes,
lead the way.
I will go first. I will start by saying that I was pleasantly surprised when I first started playing this game. I was pleasantly surprised because the first type of gameplay is very charming and deep. And it takes heavy influence from the 1980 Atari game called Star Raiders. Star Raiders, what a great game. That deserves a testament to the creator. Doug Neubauer was designer, worked on Alien, MASH, and Solaris for the Atari 2600.
And from what I understand, he actually worked on Star Raiders like in his spare time.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Man.
So this was like a labor of love for him. And so, yeah, for totally this game it must have been inspired by that game. It must have been. It's too
Absolutely.
similar.
Yeah, and I think there's an ode. There's definitely an ode, an homage paid that I think Gary Kitchens and everyone else was, clearly going, hey, we see you, thank you, let's try to iterate on it. Now, the question is, was the iteration successful?
I think it was. I think that first level is fun. It's a little slow, but it's fun. And it's easy to understand.
Yes, I went through playing wishing that the entire game was like stage 1. That you were always in the cockpit, always traveling from planet to planet, always looking for ships to destroy. They could have incorporated boss battles in there, and I would have been happy.
Side-scrolling levels, on the other hand, are clunky and feel undesigned when compared to a game like Life Force.
Oh, for sure.
Yes. And to mention...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and not to mention the approachability of Stage 1 versus 2. It's like I'm having fun in level 1, Stage 1. I am not enjoying life in level 1, Stage 2. And the jump between the two, like the discrepancy between the two is so high. It goes from like enjoyable, interesting discovery, cool, to, oh my God, I can't touch anything and I'm being shot in the ass. Like,
yeah.
This game, unfortunately, I think suffers from the syndrome that a lot of other games in its time suffered from, which was it tried to just shove too many different things into one cartridge. And although they did a lot of interesting stuff here, like we have a full 3D coordinate system space game for the NES. Like, how freaking cool is that?
Right.
I mean, it's a 3D game. It's actually a 3D game. It's represented as in 2D with sprites moving around and stuff. But this is a 3D game. You have X, Y, Z coordinates that change in real time. You can fly under and over ships. You can fly over and under planets. They did it. They made a 3D game for the NES. But then, rather than just focusing on that, they say, okay, this is not enough. Now, we're going to also make the best shoot 'em up ever. And they add more interesting stuff. It's like the designer said, man, you guys are rock stars on that Stage 1. Let's go and add a shoot 'em up, and you guys can add just as interesting and just as groundbreaking. Let's show them what the NES can do. And they sure do. Like, you can speed up, you can slow down. The side-scrolling isn't just left and right, but when you hit top and bottom of the screen, it actually will shift up and down. Like, there's so much going on. There's forward shooting, rear shooting, but it's coming at you too fast, and you have 3 lives. You have 3 hits that you can sustain. There's
and
no shields. There's no continues. There's no shields. There's no, hit points. It's just you have 3 hit, and it's such a disparity from stage 1, because in stage 1 you had 6 hits that you could take, but not when you're in the base station, apparently.
And let's go to talk about enemy placement a little bit. Like the enemy placement in a game like Life Force is designed to, well, try to kill you, but it's not unfair. The placement in this game in the side scrolling is completely unfair. It's completely just random and unfair.
Yep, I agree.
Yes.
I think we just sold Jeff Gabor on a game.
Yeah, he's going to play it until he beats it now.
I will conquer it.
Yeah, he probably already has beaten it. Son of a bitch. Anyway, so there's another major part of this game that I'd like to mention.
Okay.
And I'll just say this, and then I'll let you guys interject your thoughts and see if it lines up. The upgrades. What did you guys think of the upgrades, specifically in Stage 2, the side-scrolling section?
I don't think I really ever found any.
Okay, so there's 2 different upgrades that you can pick up. One is a flashing, a right-facing flashing arrow, and one is a left-facing flashing arrow.
Is that what that was?
Yeah. So it's supposed to. Yeah, so it's supposed to upgrade your forward weapon for the right-facing arrow, right-pointing arrow, I should say,
that makes sense.
And the rear weapon for the left-facing or left-pointing arrow. So it's supposed to upgrade your weapons. So the front-facing one, and I never went past 1, by the way. I never got more than 1 upgrade. But the first upgrade that you get for your forward gun isn't bad. It's not bad. It's kind of messes you up because it does this alternating pattern. It's like this fire burst thing, but it's like this alternating pattern where you like shoot straight down the middle and then slightly up and then slightly down. And, but they're all like straight shots. So it's just like one's higher, one's lower, and it just alternates like that. So it kind of messes you up sometimes when you need to destroy something that is directly in front of you or just below you, but you can't hit it because the projectile that you're about to launch is the one that's higher, right? So it kind of messes you up.
I thought it was a piece of gold or some shit. I'm serious. It looked like a piece of gold.
Which makes
those terrestrial terrorists,
I was gonna say, and the pirates. That's pirate gold.
Pirate gold. Now here's the messed up part though. The rear facing upgrade. This reminded me of the multi-shot in Deadly Towers. It is an upgrade that is a downgrade because you go from being able to shoot behind you in a straight line, like pea shooter, fast shooting style, to when you get this upgrade, suddenly it becomes a fart cloud that has like no distance whatsoever.
Oh God! It's the parallel shot all over.
The parallel shot. Thank you. Yes, not the multi-shot. The parallel shot from Deadly Towers. It's an upgrade that's a downgrade.
Wow.
So if you hear this, Jeff Gabor, do not pick that one up.
Get it.
Yeah, if you want to beat this level.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, well, I have one more thing to say.
Do it.
So and Archbishop Dracul mentioned this to me because we do temporarily or not temporarily. We do intermittently converse about the game during the time where we like play it. Like, hey, what's up with this? Because sometimes we can help each other along. But Archbishop Dracul brought this up, and that is the weapons. Not in stage 2, but in stage 1. So the ruby laser, which is what your default weapon is, again, like the baseline upgrade in stage 2, is fine. Like you can rapid fire it, doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but sometimes when you're in those dogfights, you're just spraying anyway. and it's fine. But when you switch to the torpedoes, it feels like you're lobbing dog shit at the fighters, and it almost never hits them. And the manual says about this that the torpedoes, they pack a punch. Well, I would have loved to see it, but I never hit a damn fighter with the thing. So it's like, and I'm sitting there like mashing the button like, oh my God. And I think the worst part about it is there's no reticule when you switch to the torpedoes.
Right.
Nothing.
Right. It's hip fire. I feel like it's one of those situations where you're literally going, please don't get the upgrade. Please don't get the upgrade. Please don't get the upgrade.
Yeah, I don't want to use torpedoes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the torpedoes are a non-starter. Let us proceed to category 4, which is graphics. For me, the graphics are pretty charming. Aside from that side-scrolling stage, I just can't. I just can't.
Tell us how you really feel.
Like the designs are awful in the side-scrolling stage, and but
listen, I want to jump on this real quick, and I want to see if this is something you experience. As a kid in grade school, we would take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. We draw like a terrain line across the bottom, and then we would populate that land with little tanks and like Humvees, and in the air we draw like F-16s flying across the top of the page, and we just shoot bombs and stuff, whatever. I feel like they lifted some of my ideas from that, like with the little rockets that shoot straight up in the air, and it's just, there's no design, there's no thoughtfulness behind it. I'm like, I actually think our drawings were better aesthetically.
Yeah. Anything is better aesthetically.
Unfortunately, yeah.
That second stage is awful.
Yep. That if they had just focused all of their efforts on iterating and improving on stage 1 and using that as the baseline for the entire game, this would be a different conversation.
Let there be a collective deep sigh.
We could have had a Star Wars game like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it would have been freaking awesome.
I agree. Yep. So, okay, which is a perfect segue into something I made a note on with the aesthetics, which is the Imperial shuttles that were blowing up.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah.
They're Imperial shuttles. Like
they really are.
They are.
They are. And did you notice that your ship, our Earth ship, Starship,
Spaceship, Earthship.
Thank you. God, how could I forget? Is pretty much a DeLorean with wings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! I don't know why I didn't see that.
So I feel like there's some good touchstones to pop culture, and they're this goes all the way back to Star Raiders. Like, it's an homage. I think somewhere in the chaos of this game, the monstrosity is some beautiful homage, and I appreciate that.
And with that comment, Deacon Hopper, you have yet again segued us to the next section.
That's what I'm here for, boys. That's what I'm here for.
Let us proceed to category 5, which is box art and presentation. A reading from the back of the box. Pull out of warp speed and lock on your neutron torpedoes now. Your 360-degree radar swipe has detected hostile Kojin fighters. Sight them, shoot them one by one. Then hyperwarp. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's the way it's on the back of the box.
No, but wait a minute. There's something. I thought we were allies with the Kojins.
Yeah, that's true. That's wait,
the
that's
hell?
totally true.
Wait a second. Did you just...
I didn't even notice that. I
Did
didn't even
you-
notice that. Let's talk about that later. Let's finish the reading.
Then hyperwarp toward their deadly base station and overtake it from the inside. Blast alien spaceships with your front-end lasers and your heat-seeking rear-firing missiles. Mission complete? Hardly. It's on to the next star system, where more enemies are waiting to keep you from your long-awaited return to Destination Earthstar. And here are some bullet points. First-person spaceflight simulation with arcade-style action. Incredibly realistic fighting, flying, docking maneuvers. 8 challenging star systems to conquer. A reading from the back of the box. Yeah. So the Kojins, I thought, were our allies.
So I'm back at the paragraph where at first they absolutely abducted us, right?
Yep.
But then after centuries have passed, they became, quote, more mellow and more refined. And we were given the same rights and privileges that Kojins themselves enjoyed. So, yeah, this got retconned, man. Hard.
This is a major discrepancy. Yeah, it's a. I mean, you could backfill it in and be like, well, it does say pirate gangs, right? The terrestrial terrorists. Maybe these are offshoots of the Kojans, but
Yeah.
I got the impression first when I read this, not the back of the box, but the story, that the terrestrial terrorists were like some other alien race. But now we're seeing that they're actually hostile Kojan fighters.
Jeez.
Weird.
Yeah. I feel betrayed.
They lied to us.
They lied.
40 lashes to Acclaim for publishing this bullshit.
Son of a bitch.
I hope you keep that in.
I am.
Okay.
But like, if you look at the box art, it's pretty damn cool.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't think there's anything I don't like about it, except maybe that Destination isn't in the same perspective as Earthstar.
Right.
But other than that,
I think what I like about it is that it's very indie feeling. It feels like an indie game for its time, right? Because all the other games in 1990 for the NES, like, they had these weird borders around them. The graphics were, more pointed. This is like a full box presentation, and the Nintendo seal and logo like kind of take a back seat.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely like it captures the imagination for me. If I'm 11 years old the year the game comes out, and I see this, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in. Like, because I want to be commanding a spaceship. I've just seen, like, fresh in my mind is, Flight of the Navigator, is Starfighter, the last Starfighter. Like, that's the whole motif. And so you're tapping into the zeitgeist of that generation. And I think, especially the back of the box where it has the actual layout of the cockpit. Like, yeah, I want to fly this. Absolutely. Put me in. Put me in, coach.
Yeah. I do want to note that they're showing on this on the front cover here, like looks like there's like 2 planets maybe. One seems to be blown up, or the last stages of blowing up, and there's another one that looks like it's maybe in the first stages of blowing up. And it just hit me as I'm looking at it just now that I was like, how much is it just like humans to say, oh, I'm going home and I'm gonna blow up every single goddamn planet along the way?
It's the American dream, baby.
The back of the box, I thought was charming as hell. They did a great job showing a bunch of information. They have a really cool high detail clip from one of the cutscenes of the side shot of the ship. They show the stage 1, and they have like a diagram saying this is all the stuff on your HUD, right? And then they show the side scrolling, which they kind of don't feature. It's at the bottom. They probably are showing the best of it here. But they did a great job, I think, with this presentation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
It's actually easier to read than the fucking manual.
And we get to see the DeLorean with wings. So,
yeah, on the front and the back.
Yep. And I will say, from an aesthetic standpoint and from a UI standpoint, even from a marketing standpoint, like today in 2025, one of the trends is to have bullet points with arrows drawn to content in the main image. So here we are once again going all the way back 35 years to something that was setting precedent. And I just finished a design piece that was using the same concept. And so, yeah, intergalactic grid map. Here's your weapon systems. Here's your nuclear fuel gauge. Here's your dual infrared radar trackers. Like, this is it, man. You got me. I'm in.
Yep. And that shot of the side shot of the DeLorean with wings, like I see that and I immediately in my mind hear Doc Brown saying, "Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads."
1.21 gigawatts.
And then there's this one screenshot of the side-scrolling stage, which was like marmalade with shit.
God, that's so good.
The marmalade shit sandwich.
Yep.
Tell us how you really feel again.
Oh, man.
All right. Let us proceed to category 6, which is fun factor.
Can we skip? I'm kidding.
Well, here's the problem. It's 50-50, right?
It is.
And a 50 is a failing score.
Unfortunately.
Do you guys mind if we go back just for a moment to the back of the box? Because I feel like there's a kind of a cool just a completely obscene, like random fun fact that this is the kind of stuff that gets me excited, and I don't even know why.
State your mind, Deacon Hopper.
So if you look on the back of the box toward the bottom, you see Acclaim Entertainment Inc. Now, Acclaim, you kind of have these ideas that these companies are mega companies. Like, they exist in this ether world of, sci-fi gaming glory.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
No, right? So I just drop in 71 Audrey Avenue, Oyster Bay, New York, And I was just like, what's there now? And today, that location is occupied by Travel Savers Agency that
Wow.
provides personalized vacation planning through its network of travel advisors. And when when you guys, I'm going to drop this in chat in your text messages right now. But when you get there, it's just like this old kind of like brick building that may have been an old church
Oh, wow.
renovated toward the North Shore of Long Island, just above Huntington. And it's like, I mean, I live in New York, so that's like, wow, it's in my state, and it's not really that impressive, and it's kind of depressing when you think about it. So I want to know, like, who were these guys? Who was Acclaim Entertainment, and why did they have this crappy little brick building in Long Island on the North Shore by the Sound?
This reminds me a lot of what Archbishop Dracul brought up with one of the advertisements that he found for what was it? Had the phone number on it. Remember this, Archbishop?
It was Legendary Wings.
Yes.
Oh.
Legendary Wings. They actually published their phone number in the advertisement. In I think Nintendo Power or something like that.
Please tell me you called it.
We didn't call it.
No.
No, I doubt it's in service, but we could do a live call. That could be that could be interesting.
Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. Even if it's no longer in service, that's fine. But if it's like some little old lady, oh my god, it would just be the best.
Maybe we'll add that into one of our special episodes somehow.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so so we went back just to talk about that, but back to fun factor.
Cool.
Yeah, it was definitely 50-50. I agree with Archbishop Dracul 100%. 50 is still a failing score, unfortunately.
And that makes it really difficult because that first level is a lot of fun.
And it's freaking pioneering, really, on the NES.
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's tragic. They screwed it with a second side scroller stage.
It was an add-on. It had to be.
Yeah.
It was way too unpolished to not be.
Yeah.
If it was, I'll tell you what, even if they did this and it was one simple, like, tunnel, I would have been so much happier. Even with that one change, like, they just tried to do too much and made it not fun. And I made several attempts, right? I was like, maybe I just need to get used to it. I made several attempts, but the problem with making several attempts is that you have to go back to stage 1 and play through the entirety of stage 1 again. And after a little while, it just wears you down.
Yeah. So I'll say this. What if they had taken all of the money used to develop the side scroller and put that into further developing the first person view cockpit?
Yeah, it would be a totally different game.
Yeah, so now you have asteroid belts, and if you wanted to fly through a planet, okay, but do it first person. So now you're going through like rudimentary cave tunnels, and I understand the graphic constraints of the time, but still, it would be fun. And now you're just trying to navigate up, down, left, right, avoid obstacles, avoid pillars in the caves, avoid an occasional enemy. I think you have a way more compelling game, and I think this becomes a legacy game and not a footnote game.
Yeah, I think they could have done that very easily, Deacon Hopper, with a trick that other Star Wars games actually used in this time. They could have taken the whole bottom half of the screen and just put it with the face of the planet, right? And you're just gliding over the face of the planet, and and engaging in not up-down dogfights, but maybe left-right, maybe up-down, I don't know. But,
Yep.
but it could have just been like a skimming the face of the planet type of fight.
Absolutely.
Right? And with a boss fight, and that would have been perfect. But instead, they decided to go with this shmup.
What a loss.
Yeah, I'll say it's a shmup.
Shmup.
All right. Let us proceed to category 7, which is controls and technical.
I have nothing to contribute.
The controls, the flying controls, the dogfight controls, they were good. They were responsive. Very Top Gun-esque, but better, I would say. And the only thing that I wasn't too keen on was switching weapons. I think they could have simplified that. And the other thing that I didn't like very much was that a lot of the time the enemy projectiles would look like they were going to miss you, and they didn't. In the first person mode, they looked like they would go off to the left, and you're like, "Oh, I'm safe," and then it was like, "Oh crap, I just got hit." So I would say those two strikes against it, and then the shoot 'em up level was just, it could have worked. It was very standard controls: shoot forward, shoot backwards, really simple. It could have worked. So the control, no problems with the controls themselves there.
I didn't like how the in the side-scrolling levels, how the screen loaded. The screen had to load when you go up and down, and
Yep,
it was that was just,
they could have cut that entirely.
that was
and it would have
piss
been fine.
poor.
Yep, agreed. They just tried to do too much.
Yep.
Because there weren't really any other shoot 'em ups I can think of that did that, and so they were like, "Hey, we just made a 3D first-person space fighting game, and let's also make a 4-way scrolling shoot 'em up." And it's like, holy crap, you guys just tried to do too much.
I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't introduce a third stage, which was a dungeon crawler.
I mean, maybe they did, but I didn't get that far.
Oh, it's so good.
Let us proclaim the hints and cheats of our game.
Extraterrestrial tips. When firing or landing, make sure you're in the forward position, or things could get pretty confusing. Be sure and try to land on as many planets as you can. You may find valuable resources there. Caution! Don't abuse your hyperspace capabilities, for it uses up tremendous amounts of energy. If you're in an outer sector, heading towards the outer edge, you'll eventually wrap around to the opposite side. You can only land on a given planet within a given sector once. After you've landed on it, it will be unapproachable, you dipshit.
Sorry, that was not in the manual.
In the base station stage, try to pick up all the power-ups. You can't afford to let any of them get away. If you try to shoot a planet, you may be in for a surprise.
I'm over here laughing my ass off.
Well, that's good because Jeffrey thinks that you're wonderful.
Oh man, yeah, let's plug that. Christopher Hopper did the voice for Jeffrey the giraffe in our Christmas special. So make sure to
Not Christmas
not our
special.
Christmas. It was our Easter. Yeah, I got confused because it starts with taking down the Christmas decorations. It was our Easter
It
special.
was
so,
Nintendo decorations.
yeah,
Damn it.
Nintendo miss. Sorry. I'm messing up here. But Christopher Hopper did the voice of Jeffrey, so if you haven't already, go and check that out. It's quite a hoot.
Easily
But yeah,
my
no,
favorite character to voice of 2025, hands down. Thank you for giving me free reign to experiment with that role.
Yeah, that was really fun. But I mean, God, when you just read that just now, all I could think of was like this nasty green little Kojan.
It's so funny.
Was he an evil Kojan or a peaceful Kojan?
Yeah,
Like a
mellow
little bit
one.
of both.
Yeah.
Like sort of like the slimy anti-hero.
I just was watching Alan Tiddick today. He was on Conan, an old episode of Conan, and he was doing a bunch of his voices. And I didn't know he had done the Duke of Wesselton in Frozen. Of course, we know him as K2SO from Rogue One, but he also did King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph, which I just thought was fantastic. And I never knew that. So hearing him voice King Candy was so fun.
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, these tips, they're not great. I mean, they're tips, but it's like I think you actually get more information from the manual itself than you do from reading these tips.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are like cliff notes.
Yeah, this is like TLDR of the manual.
Yeah. It should say, whatever you do for the love of God, don't get the rear gun power up.
Yes. That is actually. Yes. That is we'll add that in as a tip. For whatever you do for the love of God, do not get the rear gun power up in stage 2. And now, brethren, let us offer each other the body of price. Game price then and now. So then being 1990, now being 2025, we could not find the original price of Destination Earthstar, unfortunately. Some of these prices can be really hard to track down. We're scouring digital libraries, going through catalogs, and sometimes we just don't get lucky with this. And unfortunately, this is one of those times. But we can discuss the price now. And according to pricecharting.com, a loose copy or a loose cartridge only, $6.48. So if you like playing stage 1 a lot, it's worth it. But the box only is $12.15. I was actually a little bit surprised by this. I kind of thought that this would go for more money, the box, because the box is really charming. Manual only is $7.45. It's actually more money than the game itself, which is also surprising to me, considering how much shit is in the manual. But complete in-box is $34.29, which is actually middle of the road. Like, this is a pretty middle of the road complete in-box price. Low end middle of the road, but middle of the road nonetheless. Brand new, this is sealed, like as if you were to go to the store and get it today. Cost you $91.09. So, I'm going to propose that we do something here.
All right.
Because I have a feeling that this directly correlates to inflation. So, I'm going to take this $91.09 and say, let me pull up the inflation calculator. Give me 1 second.
Gosh, this is amazing. I know where you're going with this.
Yep. So let's say, let's say today, August 2025, $91.09. And when was the month this was released? In
Just put
1990, do we know?
January.
Just put January.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 1990, in January, that would be $36.53, which seems like it tracks, actually.
Yeah, it does.
I could see this being a $39.99 game or a $35 or $34.99 game, you know.
Yep.
That seems like it tracks. So for all of you naysayers out there that say, "Oh, we spend too much on video games," no. You were paying $36 in 1990 for this game. If it was released today for the same value, you'd be paying $91 for it.
And so what we're also able to derive from this is that it actually hasn't gone up in value intrinsically. It has simply stayed the same.
Right, which is really remarkable, actually, because most of these games don't do that.
It's true. It's really true. How funny.
Let us now execute judgment upon Destination Earthstar and decide which of the 7 cardinal sins it has committed. Father Avram, in regards to narrative, what is your final judgment?
In regards to narrative, Destination Earthstar has committed no fault.
Deacon Hopper, in regards to narrative, what is your final judgment?
In regards to narrative, Destination Earthstar has committed a most heinous cardinal sin in that it deviated from its manual and has many internal incoherence flaws.
In regards to narrative and in the presence of this assembly, Destination Earthstar has committed a loathsome cardinal sin deserving of hellfire and damnation.
1.
This is my favorite part of every podcast.
Father Avram, in regards to audio, what is your final judgment?
In regards to audio, if you could call it that, Destination Earthstar has committed a most heinous cardinal sin.
Deacon Hopper, in regards to audio, what is your final judgment?
In regards to audio, Destination Earthstar has committed a most heinous cardinal sin by making me go fucking insane.
In regards to audio and in the presence of this assembly, Destination Earthstar has committed a loathsome cardinal sin deserving of hellfire and damnation.
2.
Father Avram, in regards to game design, what is your final judgment?
In regards to game design, Destination Earthstar has committed a most heinous cardinal sin.
Deacon Hopper, in regards to game design, what is your final judgment?
In regards to game design, Destination Earth has committed a most heinous cardinal sin by making me want to throw my controller across the room and smash it into the banister.
It's very specific, Deacon Hopper.
It's oak. It has nice spindles. I slide down it for Christmas morning. God.
I'm very glad I didn't get this game for Christmas morning.
In regards to game design, and in the presence of this assembly, Destination Earthstar has committed a loathsome cardinal sin deserving of hellfire and damnation.
3.
Father Avram, in regards to graphics, what is your final judgment?
In regards to graphics, Destination Earthstar has committed a most heinous cardinal sin.
Deacon Hopper, in regards to graphics, what is your final judgment?
In regards to graphics, Destination Earthstar has committed no fault because I think they're charming.
In regards to graphics and in the presence of this assembly, Destination Earthstar has committed a loathsome cardinal sin deserving of hellfire and damnation.
4.
Father Avram, in regards to box art and presentation, what is your final judgment?
In regards to box art and presentation, Destination Earthstar has committed no fault.
Deacon Hopper, in regards to box art and presentation, what is your final judgment?
In regards to box art and presentation, Destination Earthstar has committed no fault.
In regards to box art and presentation and in the presence of this assembly, Destination Earthstar has been spared.
Son of a bitch!
Father Avram, in regards to fun factor, what is your final judgment?
In regards to fun factor, Destination Earthstar has committed a most heinous cardinal sin.
Deacon Hopper, in regards to fun factor, what is your final judgment?
In regards to fun factor, Destination Earthstar has committed no fault up until it committed a most heinous cardinal sin by pissing me off and making me throw my controller into the banister.
In regards to fun factor, and in the presence of this assembly, Destination Earthstar has committed a loathsome cardinal sin deserving of hellfire and damnation.
5.
I mean, can it win anything at this point? You know? Like, God, I feel so bad for it, but it deserves
Box art and presentation.
Yeah.
Father Avram, in regards to technical and controls, what is your final judgment?
In regards to technical and controls, Destination Earthstar has committed no fault.
Deacon Hopper, in regards to technical and controls, what is your final judgment?
In regards to technical and controls, Destination Earthstar has committed no fault.
In regards to technical and controls and in the presence of this assembly, Destination Earthstar has been spared. Gentlemen, if you have a talisman, play it now.
I invoke the Talisman of Absolution.
What category are you invoking?
Multiple. However, primarily technical and controls, given that they have developed a full-blown 3D coordinate space simulation flying system within the constraints of the Nintendo Entertainment System.
I second that.
So, shall we strike one from the record?
Technical and controls made it.
Yes, no, but that just means that we can strike one cardinal sin from the record.
I think you could strike narrative. I dissented,
Yeah.
but I still think it's worthy of keeping. I just don't like, from an author standpoint, that they did not get the back of the box congruent with the inner world building. And then the worst cardinal sin for me in that regard is that there's no reference to anything once you get into the game. It's like, I got all this world building and you didn't deliver, and I'm pissed at you for that.
Yeah. I mean, either way, the game is still going to hell. But it's fun. It's fun to note that they do receive accolades for what they did well, which was, holy crap, we have a full 3D space fighting game on the NES.
I agree. Yep.
All right. So, what? Jeez. Okay.
Wait, I have a talisman.
All right.
I invoke the Talisman of Damnation on the fun factor, which has already been damned. So it's double damnation. I don't know if that's ever been done in the history of the ministry, but I submit it for your approval, elders. But I want it to be a doubling down, not a reversal. And as a special guest, I feel like I get the right to completely f*** with the principles just for the sheer fact that I threw my controller against the banister.
So wait, are you saying that you have reversed my talisman of absolution?
No, I'm saying that whatever verdict we proclaimed and pronounced against Category 6 of Fun Factor is twice as strong.
My goodness, that would almost, dare I say it, make it one of the Forsaken.
Just so everyone knows, Talisman of Damnation is a formal protest against a categorical decision, but holds no credence in the presence of this assembly. Therefore, we've stricken the protest from the floor.
Son of a bitch.
Destination Earthstar, by the authority vested in me, I execute judgment upon you. Having committed 4 cardinal sins in the categories of audio, game design, graphics, and fun factor, for which there can be no forgiveness, no mercy, no redemption, we exile you to the bowels of hell. This concludes tonight's service. Remember, our liturgy does not simply come to an end. Those assembled are sent forth to bring the fruits of the ministry to the world.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.